Hello everyone! I am so excited because I'm joined today with my friend Christina.
Hi guys!
Christina and I went to UCLA together, so we've had a very similar journey so far, but she's just been one of those friends who just makes it easier when you're going through these hard times. So I can't wait to pick your brain today because you have so much to share. So getting back to being on set and like being a light and encouraging people. I heard a quote once. It was someone talking about leadership and how like leadership is not adapting to your environment. It's actually coming in and like setting the tone in the environment. As a leader, you should walk into the room and like enhance the environment and kind of set that tone. What are practical ways that you try to lead in any environment that you're in?
My perspective on a leader, I love what you just said. That's so cool, so accurate. I think it's all about authenticity and being like your most, which is all connected to like being close to God and like his path, but like being your most authentic self, which is carefree and peaceful and just full of bliss. And I think that for me, like whenever I'm on set, like if I feel the energy, people are high strung, I will like go into a room and I'll do a little bit of meditation and breathing and maybe a little bit of prayer, and then I just like will look at the people that I'm talking to who seem stressed out, and I'm like goofy, so I'll just like be myself and like make weird like jokes or just be quirky and laugh and smile and just like try and like share peace with them. Because I think that's what makes people feel better, is like just when you are peaceful and you're calm, it really like it reflects and people can like absorb it almost.
Right. That's so good.
I think that, and like just being your most authentic self, because when you feel someone walk in and they're uniquely them, it's really inspiring and it's like attractive.
I'm like, I'm drawn to it.
I always like am attracted to these like people who are super authentic, super unusual, and I'm like, that's so cool. Like I want to be around that.
I think when you dive down and like really kind of deconstruct why you're drawn to certain people, that's so true. It's just they're authentically themselves, and then they put others at ease that way. I mean, you completely put others at ease because of that. Well, you don't have to compliment me back. Just take the compliment. But I think like even in those environments of being on set, like there's so much going on, and then everyone gets in their own little bubble, and then it creates like tension between everyone.
Totally, it's like the competition.
It's exactly. And instead of like working together for a solution, I think sometimes everyone just lets their emotions get, and then when you have this like breath of fresh air of someone that just like, it just like lets everyone else let their guard down.
And also like that's why like whoever is producing or directing, that tends to really affect, like if you look at when you're on a set that's really stressful and you look at who's producing or directing, it tends to be that their ego is out of check and they're stressed out and they're like blaming people, and so it trickles.
Totally.
And then like I was on set for a film, like it was about a year ago, but the director and the main actress is like, they're incredible humans, so like the whole cast was just amazing, and like the whole experience was just literally pure bliss. Like we all had such an amazing time, and we rehearsed a lot. It was like a long process, but it was just so enjoyable.
And that's so true. It really does start at the top.
It does.
And I think sometimes like when you're early on in your career, you're like, oh well, I'm not like the leader of that yet. But you are called to be a leader in your industry. You can be a leader in your industry no matter what stage you're at. And actually, I think like operating in that space is actually what then makes you successful to be a leader. Like you can't say like, oh, I'm gonna be like encouraging and leading people once I get a platform. Like no, you should be leading and encouraging people every single day. Like encourage the person at the grocery store, like everyone. And then I think when you do that and you show that you're faithful at what's in front of your hand, then like God will bless you with bigger opportunities.
It's like you right now. I mean, producing, and you have this platform and all of that, like it's all coming together. And mark my words, like there's going to be something way bigger where it all comes together very soon. Where you're going to be on set and you're going to be acting, but you're also producing, but you're also doing something related to spirituality and helping others. Like you're such a leader already. So
thank you, but so are you. Thanks. One of my friends growing up, mom was like the COO of this big fashion company, and she always said the best advice she got was from her mom was to like dress for the job you want, not the job you have. So she would go to work every day dressing like the CEO, and she said she felt ridiculous, but it like people started to see her as that.
That's literally, that's manifestation.
Yes, it's manifestation. And it's like with the same thing, not just with what you wear, but how you act and who you are every day and how you show up in the world. Just going and being a leader if you want to be a leader. Going and encouraging people if you want to encourage them.
Totally.
So
it all starts in here. It's like, I truly believe this was something else I really wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Like, if you have the vision for something or you have a desire, like God doesn't give you a desire without the capacity to fill it.
That's so good.
And obviously some desires, you know, it's not all positive, but I think of like your visions and your dreams, your aspirations, like you're not just having that. It's not like, oh yeah, like it's not possible. It's possible because he wouldn't give it to you.
Yeah. But I think sometimes he'll give it to you and it seems so far from where you are right now and so daunting. So how do you go from there then? Like what are your...
Yeah, so I think for me, envisioning is a big thing. So like with manifesting, it's like what capacity can I make this a reality through my senses? So like at nighttime, like envisioning it before I go to sleep and like going through your senses of like how that feels, and then like creating mood boards and like writing down like what you want, and then just I think all those different ways like it works towards creating it into a reality.
Yeah. And I think sometimes like if you get hold of like a bigger vision that you know might not happen right away, it's so important to write it down. That's why I know you journal and like I love journaling, to write it down, because you'll be in times where you're in the heat of it. Like I had this vision for this film. We started the process like 2 years ago, and like honestly exactly this time last year, it was like March 16th we were filming, and the 2 weeks, 3 weeks leading up, even like months leading up to it, there was so much resistance and there were so many challenges, and I was like, I'm not equipped for this. Right. But I just kept going back to that vision, and now a year later, I go back to that process and I see the ways that like God actually equipped me along the way, and things that I even learned through that process. And I think sometimes we want it to be this big, like I'm a perfectionist, so I'm like, this has to be the thing. Like we invested all this money, we raised money, like I'm carrying the world on my back. But that's not how we're called to live. And I learned like the film didn't have to be perfect. It was what I learned through that that is actually equipping me for the next thing.
It's so true. And it's like our vision of what we want, or the dream, it never is the exact same, like how God actually has it evolve.
Right. And he won't give you and what said that actually inspired that whole rant of mine is that God won't give you a vision without then equipping you for it.
Totally.
And then bringing people into your world that are going to support you and help you.
Absolutely.
You're so good about that, like the manifesting and just staying positive and like having intentions. And then by doing that, like it encourages everyone in your world and just makes people feel like they're on this journey with you and like can rise up into like whatever they might be too scared to go after.
Totally. Thank you for saying that.
Of course.
I really think that like it's like your belief and your desire for something, and like you have those two things have to be aligned, because if you believe you slightly doubt you can do something, then that doubt is always, you're attracting the doubt too.
Yeah.
You know, so it's doing whatever you need to do in your world and in your brain to make it so that you 100% believe that God will help you accomplish this, and then it will become a reality.
Totally. Because no matter what, you're going to get resistance. Like if you're onto something good, you're going to get resistance. And I consider it like a good thing now. When I'm like facing trials, I'm like, okay, this means I'm on a good path. I'm on the right path.
It's just a little block, and you're like, okay, well, I'm gonna move this.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But if you don't have that positive perspective, then you can't maybe see that for what it is.
Yes.
And you can't get around it because you just feel so crippled by that roadblock.
Totally.
And you're like, well, maybe I wasn't supposed to do this. I knew I shouldn't have done it. And then the subconscious like enemy of you like is like, nope. Like you weren't right. You shouldn't have done this. You're stupid. Blah blah. And it's just whether you give voice and let those voices live. You know.
It's, as you said, it's all about that faith, and like the fear is just being afraid that you can't see it, what you want, but it's like we never could see it.
Yeah.
We never could initially.
Totally.
So
yeah. So cool. And what would you have, like, so if there's any people that are either younger or like maybe haven't really gone after their dreams so fearlessly, like you have, what are some advice pieces you would give for either dancers or actors or really anyone that has this dream that might seem kind of out of reach? What's your best advice?
Goodness.
That you've collected some gems over the years.
It's crazy. I mean, I think that my experience was like I was pursuing this and then I kind of took some time off and did when I was in school, and then when I got out of school I started over completely, and so that was a really humbling experience for me. But I think some of my advice would be that the harder you work for something, and harder is also smarter, like working smart, quality over quantity, but I think the more work you put into something that you truly are passionate for, the more fulfilling it's going to be when you get it. And you will get it if you put in the work. And so I think that's key. Like, people are handed things to them, but they're not happy. They don't, sometimes people are happy, but the level of happiness and gratefulness that you can really feel when you really put work into something from the ground up is incomparable.
Absolutely.
So I think just continuing to, like, you have a vision and do things towards that goal that also feel inspiring or fulfilling. And I think because that will lead you. If you're enjoying what you're doing and you really love it, you will, and you're working hard, you will be successful. And just not I think also another thing is not listening to everything everyone says. That was something in the beginning that I was just like, okay, yes, like whatever people would say, I would just like take it in and take it to heart. And I think you have to trust yourself, and you know that in your heart and your gut, you know what's right for you, and you know what's going to lead you to the right path. And people are put into your life to guide and to tell you things, but it's not always exactly what they said or everything. And so just taking what you need from different people. But
and that's where being so clear on like your vision and your purpose
and your morals
come into play, because people that have good intentions might, or maybe sometimes don't have good intentions, will tell you things, but they don't really know you. They don't know like the depth of your soul and your desires. So you only know what's really right for you. Only you and God know that.
Totally. And I think that's another thing that's so important, of course, is like doing the work on yourself. And working on your spirituality, because the more you connect to yourself, the more you can understand what you want in life and like how to get there.
And Riley and I say this all the time, but like your character has to match your calling. And what we mean by that is like you have to work on yourself first so that you can get to that calling, because you need to be able to like sift through the voices, and you need to be able to sustain the opportunities that come once you get those things, because there's great responsibility that comes with having a platform or having opportunities, and you kind of have to prove along the way that you're going to be able to steward that well, and also learn how to steward it well.
That's so well spoken. Like, that's just amazing. I really love that.
And also another thing when you were speaking that kind of resonated with me was allowing yourself to take time off. Because like if you want to be operating from this place of like working hard and doing work that's still inspiring, like I'm not gonna lie, I get burnt out. Like I love acting, I love writing, but when I go, I get exhausted and I find myself sometimes losing my passion, and the second I feel like I'm losing my passion for it and it feels like a chore, I'm like, whoa, like I need to take a month off from acting class, and instead of going to acting, like I need to like chill out that night and do things to like restore my soul, like give myself more rest. And then I feel like I come back to those things and I can fly into it. And I'm passionate about it again. But I think I'd never allowed myself to do that previously. Like I didn't have enough grace on myself to take that time off. And I think it's really important for anyone that's pursuing something to be okay to take time off. Especially when you start to know, like, be honest with yourself if you feel like you're not being passionate about it, it's not filling you in the same way, because that's normal, and that just means it's time for you to take a break or go on a vacation. But if you see it continuing to not be inspiring to you anymore, then it could be a good time to check
Yeah.
in and be like, is this actually what I want?
But also like taking that time to like reflect and like do things for yourself, you will in that time figure out and be able to find like, okay, am I on the right path? Like, is there something else that I want to be doing?
Yeah.
It's just taking that, like, just stopping and sitting with yourself
Yeah.
is something that society like tries to get us to not do.
Yeah.
And it's the most important thing.
Yeah.
It's just really sitting and being like, okay, how am I feeling right now? Like,
Right.
what's going on? What do I need? What do
Yeah.
I need?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Riley says this, it's so good. You probably heard her say this, but like, rest is the only commandment that society brags about breaking.
So
It's like, you wouldn't brag about you murdering someone. You wouldn't brag about like cheating on your husband. But like this.
Oh, I don't rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't. No time to rest. Like I'm on the grind. I'm going. But it's like
you're dead.
Yeah.
We don't like that.
We don't like that. But
No.
so no wonder we've been programmed to feel guilty if we take any
So-
time to rest. But it's
so
so
good.
important, especially if what you're doing is artistic and creative.
You
How do
have-
you? I had this moment where I realized, like, Kirstin, you're not living your life. You're literally just doing these things because you feel like you should. But I wasn't really like enjoying my life, and I'm like, but I'm trying to be an actor, and to be an actor means to like portray a human being, and you've experienced life. And I'm like, but if I'm not experiencing life, then how can I be a well-rounded actor? You can't.
Totally.
And whether you're an actor or not, your experience in life is what fuels into your work, whatever you're creating, whether it be a business or you're a dancer or you're a writer, whatever it is, you need to draw from those places. And if you're not experiencing life, you're not going to have anything to draw from. And those times off is actually when I get filled up with some life experience.
So true. And that's what makes someone interesting and makes work fascinating. Like that's also, I think, what's a positive about going through hard times, trials, pain. It all is beautiful because it can create, and it does create art.
Yeah.
And experience. And yeah.
I'm like partially a masochist at this point because I go through something hard. I'm like, yes, I can use this for my acting work.
I think that's you're an actress.
Yes.
And that's what you think. You're like, oh, this is so horrible. You know what? This is great. Let me really quickly write down all my feelings right now and everything I'm feeling so I can use it tomorrow in acting class.
Yes. I think it was Meryl Streep who said, take that broken heart and turn it into art.
Yeah.
Thanks, Meryl.
Thanks, Meryl. Love that. So funny.
Thank you so much, guys, for watching, and thank you, Christina, for being here today. You are just like such a wealth of, well, no, I meant to say like, you're such a blessing in my life, and everything that you shared today I know is going to bless whoever's watching. So I'm really grateful for you. And watch out for this girl because she is already doing big things, and she's just going to continue to like show the world how amazing she is, and I'm so excited to be here and watch it.
And I'm so grateful that we're on this journey together.
I know.
Seriously, your friendship means a lot to me, and we've like reconnected after like many years of knowing each other, and it's such a blessing to journey through life with you. So sound like we're married or something.
I know, we're like, this is actually the vows.
Can't wait to journey through life with you.
Yes. And if you guys have any thoughts from what we talked about today, please comment them. Please feel free to ask questions or give us suggestions for future videos because it really helps with us when we're planning. So thanks again. Bye, guys.
Bye.